Okay, I gotta respond to this Antonio Brown. Hopefully, I'm drinking right now and gonna be a little slurred, and I don't know what to think, but I guarantee every Raider fan has been going through the same whirlwind that we've all experienced over the last months, basically. In a nutshell, we've been taken for a ride. Pittsburgh was first taken for a ride. Antonio Brown started dyeing his mustache. No one dyes it lighter. He starts dyeing his mustache blonde. And then he starts acting all weird, making all these interviews and stuff. And curiously enough, one of the interviews he gave, he was recently talking to that guy over the last day or so. That's pretty telling to me or whatever. But he was trying to alienate himself from Pittsburgh, so Pittsburgh would be like, we will take a huge cap hit if it means getting rid of this joker. Wow, we got a third and a fifth. Yeah, that's good. Really, that's great. They have a huge cap hit right now. I don't know, it's like 21 million or something. And they did it because this guy is insane. So he comes to the Raiders. All he does is listen to the media and stuff. Comes to the Raiders, and almost from the beginning, I mean, just listen to him talk at that press conference and wearing, what the hell is he wearing? And all I know is if I was rich, I wouldn't dress up like him. He's wearing crap clothes. It just looked like some sort of light bright suit. And he's talking all these superlatives about how he's gonna be coming there and he's gonna be introducing them to everyone's gonna be accountable and stuff like that. That's what he's talking about. Gets everyone in Raider Nation's like, wow, we got the best receiver in football. And as time drags on, all of a sudden there was some other injury that I don't remember. In between some of the other injuries, the mental injuries, there was some injury. He hurt his hip or something, or his maybe a minor hamstring pull. Other than that, it starts off with chirogenics. I think that's how you pronounce it. Crapogenics. He burns his feet in some sort of chamber in France. He goes off to France to go in some chamber. And so he burns his feet. And all of a sudden he's got to stay away from the Raiders. And then he's got this helmet issue. And what does he do with the helmet issue? He makes grievance after grievance. And then he scores a deal with some helmet company that produces certified helmets that the NFL will approve. So he makes a deal, a little side deal. What's he doing right here? Is he doing the same thing he did to Pittsburgh? Acting like an idiot? And then he's scoring big? That's what it seems to be like. He's been missing walkthroughs and training sessions, whatever you want to call it. He's missing all these things. And so Mike Mayock, who's already warned him, he's like, you're either going to be in or all out. He's been warned, but he still, carries on. He does not do the walkthroughs when they go to Winnipeg. So Mike Mayock finally sends him a letter. Here's your fine. What does he do? He posts it on Instagram, or whatever gram he uses. Graham. that That sum is telling, but I think it goes deeper than any drugs that he might be taking. So he posts the fine with his little ad lib talking about nonsense, just complete nonsensical rhetoric about nothingness, and he keeps on escalating things. Then at practice, he's agitated. He throws the ball into the fence. He then confronts Mike Mayock. Now, there's been different stories. Mike Mayock walked up to him. He walked up to Mike Mayock. I don't give a crap. He went and he called him a cracker, which is a racist term. I mean, I don't care what anyone says. You can try to diminish it, and you can say the N-word is worse, but they're words, and some people are going to take them different ways. As far as I'm concerned, I'm not imprisoned by words. And I can sit there and dissect both of those words and give you a whole education about those words. They're both pejoratives, and they don't really mean what they say. Someone else added weight to them over the years. They're old, but whatever. He screams his head off at Mike Mayock, the general manager who's trying to create this atmosphere of greatness in the spirit of Al Davis. So he cusses him out, and then he comes back whimpering the next day, and it's the body language. I mean, I can't believe no one's talking about his body language. We did not see him in front of the captains. I guarantee it wasn't like a bunch of guys with their shirts off, with their arms crossed, saying, and he's saying, "Thank you, sir, can I have another?" I don't think it was anything like that. There was nothing ritualistic about it. He just sat there and talked, looked down, talked, said a few things, looked down, maybe looked up every once in a while, looked down, said a few things. That's what he did. That's what he did at that little press conference, that little presser. He kept on looking down. I'm not a body language expert, but I am reading him like a book. He is fake. And so what happens after that? Gruden is confronted, and he's asked in the very end, will he play Monday night? Gruden says that's the plan. So, the next day, I think it's the next day, Mayock sends him another letter saying he's being fined $200,000 plus for his little temper tantrum. And he's also going to forfeit his guaranteed money. So, like a lot of Americans, he will have to show up for work every day and earn his paycheck. That does not fly well with him. Now, the Raiders could have went several different ways on this one. And I've heard, trust me, I've digested all the people talking about this, all the different ways. They could have laid it on the line when they talked to him. Look, this is what's going to happen. You're either going to accept you're going to be playing per game, or you're out of here. They could have said that to him, but they were setting him up. They were obviously setting him up because, you know what? They didn't believe his apology was sincere. That's what John Gruden is, I think, a shrewd judger of character, and has a shrewd judgment of character. And he read right through it. And it broke his heart, because he really wanted, just like Raider Nation, wanted him to play for the Raiders and beat the Donkeys on Monday Night Football. He has scorched, what's his name, Chris Harris Jr. many times before. Really bad. And so, what's lost in all this? Because just the emotion of the Raiders giving up those draft picks, giving up the whole off season, the preseason, just for this guy to get released, and within 5 hours and a half or whatever it was, sign with the Patriots. Of all teams, the Patriots, the Cheatriots. He signs with them. What did I used to call Mr. Moss? When Raider fans would scream at me and say, "Fuck you, you're not a real Raider fan. Randy's great." I called him Mandy Moss. That's what I called him back then. Because what did he do? He faked injuries. He didn't try. This guy's even worse. He doesn't even show up. But like him, he shipped off to New England, who just every year they get the squeakiest schedule, and they're going to be set up where their quarterback cannot be hit. You can't even breathe in his direction, or you'll be fined and suspended. He's going to be set up for a championship. That is, unless his car crashes on the way to the airport, or the plane crashes. All very high likelihoods, I would think, in most dreamers' minds. Possible hijacking. Possible ransom that no one wants to pay. But whatever. He's set up nice and good. But he arranged all this. That's what Raider fans have got to be most disgusted about. He arranged this whole ordeal. He is not Mensa smart. All he is a street thug. I watched that whole thing when he went back to some suburb of Miami that were just all Thugville. He is totally street smart, and he streeted the Raiders right here. You know what I have to say to that? Josh Jacobs had it worse. He was homeless growing up. Josh Jacobs, he has joined a team that is committed to him. They've improved the offensive line. They added a fullback. They've added a blocking tight end. Ingold and Moreau. They added a number one wide receiver, I would call him right now, Williams, on the outside. They added another one, third and Renfro. That's our team. Team is not Antonio Brown. Whenever we beat the Donkeys, we had a run at them. That's what we got to do Monday night. It's got to be a steady diet of Jacobs, Rashad, and Washington. Steady diet. I don't care if it's 60 carries. They need to go out there and just old-fashioned football. Just line up. Let them put 8 in the box. Mano a mano. Because otherwise, You can just turn tail and run. I mean, this is devastating. This is devastating to the Raiders locker room. I only hope that the Raiders' real leader in the locker room, Derek Carr, can unite everyone. Because otherwise, we Raider fans are in for a bad stretch. Because this is the type of thing that can sink a ship. I mean, this is disgusting. This is a disgusting blow to the Raiders and the Raiders fans. And another thing, which I've been saying on social media, and no one wants to listen to me. One person, he must have hit on some of my posts. He's trying to suggest that within 90 days, if a player is traded, you can have a jersey replaced. Based on my history with dealing with credit cards, that is not exactly the case. What you really have going on here is you have 180 days. What you first want to do is reach out to NFL Shop or wherever you bought the 84 jersey from and say, look, item's not as described. I want my money back. And if they say, like, that's not our policy, we can't accept returns, blah, 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 blah. Okay, you reached out. Then you go to your credit card, whatever it might be. You file a chargeback. Say item not as described. Don't say something like doesn't fit or something like that. Say item is not as described. Because guess what? That's the truth. You bought an Antonio Brown number 84 Raiders jersey because you thought he was going to play for the Raiders. He didn't play for the Raiders. Item not as described. Don't let them tell you anything different. Get your money back. Don't burn it.